Well, here we go, kicking off the week with another crappy solo podcast. My apologies, Stench is working crazy late. And so this is a three-peat, three in a row, a turkey in bowling, trifecta, I think. But that's when you pick three right. I don't consider any of these past, or including this one solo podcast, to be a winner. So anyway, happy day after Mother's Day. I hope all you moms had a wonderful day and that it was enjoyable. Mine was good. I went to Descanso Gardens with my sister and the baby and Ethan and my mom and Wendy. So it was a good time. It was a little drizzly in the morning. It's funny because in the afternoon it cleared up and got sunny, but the whole time we were at Descanso Gardens, it was kind of drizzly and crappy. In fact, both my mom and sister had to buy umbrellas, which is very un-LA-like to have that kind of weather. So, but it was nice. You know, Descanso Gardens, if you've never been there, that's over like La Cañada, Flint Ridge area behind Glendale there. It's a beautiful little garden area, and not like Huntington Library or Huntington Gardens, whatever they call that, is awesome, but it's bigger and gets more crowd and everything. Descanso is like the smaller version of that, and so always a good time if you haven't checked it out to go check that one out. It's great in the summer, walk around on the trails and, you know, check everything out. But that is what we did, and then we went to brunch after at some restaurant there in Montrose, which is also a cool spot. If you've never been over to Montrose, which is this little area right behind Glendale, there's this street where there's all these cool little shops and restaurants, and it's a fun, you know, nice little afternoon stroll if you are you're looking for something to do. So that was my day. And now, as I told you, I have one more day here before I go to Philadelphia. So I'm assuming that I'll be on the podcast tomorrow, but if it goes late or whatever, I have a super early flight on Tuesday, so I can't screw around tomorrow night. So we will see, but I think I will be available. So we should have one more pod out of me this week. Let's see what else. Oh, and this weekend, Bing and I went to Santa Monica, which is always fun. We went to do some Pokemon hunting. Oh, which reminds me, there was Pokemon drama. So on Friday, I tried to get those tickets to the Pokemon Go Fest in Chicago, and they sold out, depending on your source, in less than an hour for sure. But I was monitoring Twitter to see if other people were having luck getting tickets, and there were people who said it was sold out in 5 minutes, which I kind of I might believe, to be honest, because I didn't get in at all. And I've bought tickets a lot, but I didn't even get like close to getting in. So we did not get our Pokemon Go Fest tickets, which meant when I told Bing, he cried. He was very upset, but I mean, I tried, right? It sucks when you try. And now they're getting scalped for, okay, they were only face value $20 a ticket, and they're getting scalped for as much as $500 now, which is crazy. And I'm not overpaying for those tickets. It's a fun event if we could go, but it's going to be, it would have been expensive to get to Chicago and get a hotel and everything. And there's no way I'm overpaying for the stupid tickets to get in there too. So he got a lesson in disappointment, and he always sucks because you feel bad, but nothing I could do. And I tried to explain to him, I can't tell you how many times there's been a concert I've wanted to go to, and I've tried and didn't get tickets, and, couldn't afford scalper prices. And so I just didn't get to go. It sucks, but that is how life works, right? It's happened to the best of us. So there was that. And then, but like I said, we went to Santa Monica on Saturday. What was weird about that is it was cold and drizzly and crappy here in the valley. And I told Bing, dress up. It's probably going to drizzle. And we got to the beach and it was clear and warm. I saw in the news later, they said there was some kind of weather, like the way the weather was, it was the kind of phenomenon where it clears up at the beach, but not in the valley. So we had a very nice warm day at the beach, which was cool. And we took PCH back because he was going back to his mom's after, so he could get ready for Mother's Day. I haven't driven that stretch. I got to see all the things. I mean, I've been down there before, but I haven't driven that far down in a long time. I got to see all the landmarks that Stench always talks about on this podcast, all the new little Malibu restaurants and stuff, which was funny. But that was pretty much my weekend. I'm trying to think if anything else super interesting happened. I mean, Santa Monica was Santa Monica, and like I told you, Descanso Gardens, very cool. The baby is doing really well. She actually doesn't cry when she sees me now, so that is good. My mom seemed to have a good time, so I think it was all good. And now I am back here doing a solo pod with you peeps. And I have no idea what has happened in the news today, so let's see if there is anything that we need to be concerned about. Because, like I said, I don't know. There's a new crack in the volcano in Hawaii, and it's spilling lava. So that is still erupting and developing. I know I did see part of that on the news on Friday, that there was still, they were worried about violent explosions. And I have not heard if that has happened yet, but they said rocks as big as refrigerators could be launched into the sky, and like that obviously is a huge danger, so they were worried about that. But they say as of right now, as of this recording, nearly 2,000 people have been evacuated since the volcano originally erupted on May 3rd. And they say an 18th fissure, a crack in the ground through which lava pours out, was reported Sunday, today, or yesterday when you're hearing this. That was according to the Civil Defense Emergency System. The Department of Public Works said the new fissure opened up on Hale Kamahani Loop Road and is emitting steam and spattering lava. And residents along the road have been ordered to evacuate. The 17th fissure was reported on Saturday night. And they said that one was actively spattering lava as well. So they say these volcanic vents have released slow-moving lava and toxic gas into island communities and have overcome dozens of homes and vehicles. So still a very active disaster going on there. So we'll see what happens as the week continues on. So there was that. Breaking lava news we had that I was not aware of. Oh, I guess we've had some earthquakes around here. Let's see. I didn't feel any, but they say there was a small swarm of earthquakes near the U.S.-Mexico border over the weekend. Dozens of quakes were reported in and around Ocotillo Wells in Imperial County, 6 of them larger than magnitude 3. The largest were felt in a scattering of locations in Imperial, San Diego, and Riverside counties. I wonder, did you guys feel any of those? I did not. Lucy Jones, earthquake expert, said on Twitter that the quakes were occurring along the southern end of the San Jacinto fault system. She said the location was not far from the site of the 1987 Superstition Hills quake, which measured 6.6 magnitude. So we've had a little quake activity here as well. No lava spewing out of the ground, but we're getting quakes. So if you're down south, I hope the shaking is not making you too nervous. Yeah, and that I hadn't heard about. I didn't feel any of those here, but I don't know if those would be big enough to feel all the way up here. Let's see if there was anything else. Oh, I saw this just a tease, and I didn't read the whole article last night. But this is horrible, and I hope this kid is all right. Let's find out. So yesterday, or Saturday, not yesterday, Saturday, a bounce house with a 9-year-old child inside was blown onto Highway 395 in El Denton, in El Denato, El Del Anto, El Delanato, I guess, striking a vehicle along the highway and leaving the child with minor injury. So that's good, because last night when I saw the teaser on the news, they said they didn't know the kid, and they said a helicopter had come, and they weren't sure if he did be taken away that way. They responded to the area of the highway near Bartlett Avenue about 3:12 p.m. Officials said the bounce house had been blown away from a home with the child inside of it. Then the child fell out of the bounce house once it rolled onto the highway, and it was struck by a vehicle traveling southbound. So I'm hoping the child didn't get struck. Once authorities arrived, the child was taken to a nearby hospital for treatment. The driver of the vehicle did not suffer any injuries, but was shook up from the ordeal. So that's what happened. But you got to be careful. I mean, bounce houses, if it gets windy, you got to get everybody out of it. It was a 9-year-old child inside of it. That's a crazy one. Because you think, it's just a bounce house. But if the wind picks up, that thing, it can go sailing. I guess former LA Rams and Seattle Seahawks coach Chuck Knox passed away. He was 86 years old. I did not know who Chuck was, but rest in peace, Chuck. Yeah. I don't see anything else. That was a decent amount of news that I didn't know, and hopefully, not hopefully you didn't know it, but if you didn't, I hope I enlightened you a little on it. Let's see what's going on in Gossip World. Did any celebrities do anything massively stupid? Because I always appreciate that. I'm kind of excited. It's not that late. On Sunday, I got home from brunch and I had nothing to do, and Stench had told me that it was solo pod day, so I thought, I'll get this in the can early, because these things actually take a while. Once I get them done, I have to get it all together, and it takes about an hour to process, and then it takes my Wi-Fi is not super fast. It takes about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get it up on the web. So I figured I might as well start the process early. And I put on the TV and mute, like I always do during a podcast, and I found Cops. And I love Cops. Cops used to be on my, used to always find Cops reruns all the time, and now I very rarely find them. So I was excited to find Cops reruns. I used to love Cops back in the day. It's hard to believe. These are reruns on channel on Fox right now that I'm watching, but I think it's still an original run on the on cable somewhere. I think some cable station still has Cops, which is amazing. Let's see what else. We got some Hollywood moms who were out on the town. Good for them. Elon Musk has an opinion on Trump getting a Nobel Prize. He says, let's see what he actually said. They say Elon, who was leaving Boa Steakhouse, showed no hesitation on the subject. Holy crap. What the hell? TMZ just it refreshed or something and shot my story away. I don't even know where it is. Where'd it go? What the hell? TMZ? I want to know what he said. All right, let's see. Here we go. Showed no hesitation on the subject of artificial intelligence and the dangers that lurk. Elon has squared off. Well, I don't care about that. What did he say? It doesn't have his. I'm not watching the video to figure out what he said. I'm guessing he wasn't a fan of the idea. Some football player I don't know of. A bunch of model chicks I don't know It's not easy being old. You don't know who all the model chicks of ours are. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't look like any good gossip, so that's good. No celebrity craziness. Yeah. Oh, Howie Day. Remember he sang the song Collide. We used to play him on Star all the time. He got busted for domestic violence over the weekend. He allegedly flew into a violent rage at SeaTac Airport, and that ended up with him getting thrown in jail for assaulting his girlfriend. The incident went down last month in Seattle while Howie, who had that hit Collide in 2004, waited for his girlfriend of 8 years, Carrie Pensick, to pick him up. According to a police report obtained by TMZ, we're told surveillance video shows Howie throwing a tantrum before Carrie shows up, slamming his guitar case onto the sidewalk. When she got there, Howie, for whatever reason, started slamming the hatch of his Toyota RAV4, causing damage. Cops say Carrie told them she got out of the car to help Howie with his bags, but he started screaming at her and pushed her. After some back and forth, Howie went back to the trunk and out of nowhere threw his luggage on the ground. Carrie flagged down a cop for help, who told him Howie, who at some point bounced from the scene but left his car, behaves like this when he's intoxicated. She said he's been upset because his career stalled and he was running out of cash. Cops ran Howie in the system and found a previous domestic violence arrest for allegedly punching Carrie in the face, but it never went anywhere because she wouldn't cooperate. Seattle PD arrested Howie and charged him with 1 count of fourth-degree assault. He pled not guilty and is scheduled to appear in court later this month. So Howie might be a little stressed that it's been 14 years since Collide was a hit, and he hasn't had one since. No excuse, by the way, for attacking your girlfriend and being a complete asshole. Because I'll tell you, fame is fleeting, and you can't get too used to it there, Howie. You got to roll with the punches. But you know what I did like about that story? That was somebody who actually knew who he was. It took a guy who hasn't had a hit in 14 years to be the person that I could identify in a news story, but that is how it is. Which is funny because most of the old podcasts that I've been posting, or old radio shows I've been posting are from that time. They're 2004, 2005, and 2006, but Howie was a big deal back then. What else do we have? I don't get all this, so John McCain is dying from cancer. Very sad. And I remember in years past, everybody, I think on both sides of the aisle, thought of John McCain as a war hero who had been a prisoner of war and was tortured. And they, I don't remember hearing anything but people, respecting John McCain. Even when he ran for president, I don't remember people, other than he picked Sarah Palin, right? I don't remember slamming him as being a bad guy or somebody that people didn't believe, there was the normal one side was trying to win, the other, but all of a sudden now the right hates John McCain, or a lot of them do. And it's like the guy, he seemed like a war hero that people had a lot of respect for. So I'm confused, but politics I don't necessarily always get, right? This is funny. Trump praises late mom on Mother's Day, but skips mention of Melina, or whatever the hell his wife's name is. Let's see. Chili's. Yes, Chili's baby back rib restaurant has been hit with a data breach, compromising customer credit card information. So if you are a regular Chili's eater, people might have got your credit card information. No, Elon Musk is he dating Grimes? It says four reasons Elon Musk and Grimes make a perfect couple. I didn't know he was dating Grimes, but she is a musical artist. You can, if you haven't checked her out on Spotify, not one of my artists, but very good. I just didn't hear have not heard up to this point that they were a couple. I thought this would happen. This says Alexa has become a less popular baby name since Amazon launched Echo. You know, like that sucks because I had this happen. Bing got named Bing, and then 4 years after Bing was named Bing, they launched the Bing browser. And trust me, as much as I love the name Bing and it fits him and it's perfect, if I'd known they were going to launch a browser, I may not have picked that name because it sucks for your kid to get tortured. Now, lucky for me, the Bing browser sucks ass and hardly anybody uses it, and I hardly even hear mention of it anymore. And he doesn't hear mention of it anymore. It had a slow-lived or a short-lived popularity, and I bet that goes away at some point because you don't even hear much use of it. And I know that everybody, like I know people at work and stuff, said they hate it and it sucks. And I've never used it, and I don't like it either. So, they canceled a bunch of shows. I posted about it. And here, let's look at those because I had the whole list. You know, it's that time of the year where they cancel stuff because they're gonna, you know, like the new shows will start in the fall, and so they clear out. You know, in May is the run of all the shows, and they figure out what's coming back and what's staying. And I had the long list. There was only one show I was particularly bummed about, but I didn't necessarily think it was a great show. I just didn't think they gave it enough time to develop to see if it would be a great show or not. It was Alex Inc. The one with Zach Braff, because you know I'm a Zach Braff fan. They already canceled that one, and that is the one where he runs the podcast company. But that didn't air. I mean, like I only think like 4 or 5 episodes have aired, and they've already just ditched it. Where did that article go? My computer is so slow right now. Here, no. I didn't post that story that long ago. I don't know how it's not. I also don't know why everything's taking so long to load, but no. See, it was before that because Fox canceled 3 shows that I didn't like. I will find it. This was just Oliver North, who's the new NRA president, said Parkland gun control activists are criminal civil terrorists. That's just ridiculous. I mean, here it is, TV bloodbath. Okay. Protesting against guns does not make you a civil terrorist. Okay, so ABC canceled Quantico, which it aired for 3 seasons and will not make it to a 4th. They canceled Designated Survivor. See, that show I never watched, but just from the previews didn't look interesting to me. That one was on for 2 seasons. And that was it. It made 2 seasons. It averaged 3.98 million total viewers, which is a 0.72 in the 18 to 49 demographic. Alex Inc., that's the one I was bummed about. It says the comedy series starring Zach Braff as a businessman dad balancing his family and his new startup is done after 1 season. Alex Inc. averaged a lackluster 3.5 million viewers and an 0.87 rating in the 18 to 49 demo. But it wasn't barely even on for a season. Inhumans was also canceled, and that only made it 1 season. Deception canceled after 1 season. The Crossing. That one I've never even heard of. I guess that one, I guess this was the first season for that too. It's not getting picked up. Kevin Probably Saves the World. That one got canceled. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That one we've always said wasn't very good, but that one is canceled after 5 seasons. Here's the thing, though. NBC picked it up a day after it got the boot, so now it is going to be revived on NBC. The Mick, that one I only saw once, and I didn't dig it, is done after 2 seasons. Last Man on Earth, that was always horrible, was canceled after 4 seasons. It's amazing it got to run 4 seasons. I saw people bummed online about this one. Lucifer, it ran for 3 seasons. It will no longer be around. But people were like, there were people who loved that one, at least on my Facebook page, because I saw people getting upset that that one was canceled. But that is gone. No more Lucifer. The Exorcist had a 2-season run, and it is gone. I'd never heard of an Exorcist TV series. Taken. I didn't know that was a TV show, but apparently it was on NBC, and it was done after. It's done now after 2 seasons. Great News. That one I've seen a few times, was horrible. That one's canceled. The Brave, canceled. Life Sentence on the CW, canceled. Valor, canceled. Then Sci-Fi canceled The Expanse. CBS canceled Kevin Can Wait. You saw that one coming when they were mixing up the wives and stuff. You knew that there was trouble brewing on that one. Scorpion, that is a bummer. That I actually like Scorpion. That one made it 4 seasons, but is now canceled. Superior Donuts. Stench and I were just talking about it on the podcast not that long ago. That one is canceled after 2 seasons. So that did get 2 seasons, but it was, we talked about that one before. That 9JKL, remember we talked about that one? That one is canceled. And that is it so far. That is what they've announced. But that was a lot of shows that got the axe. So hopefully those will be replaced with new and better things, although I'm not holding my breath, right? All right, guys. Well, I think I have managed to mumble my way through another solo podcast. It is Monday. You all have to nurse your Mother's Day hangovers, all those mimosas at brunch, right? So take it easy, relax, and put your pants back on, and hopefully Stench and I will be together for tomorrow's podcast, which again will be my last one for the week. So have a wonderful Monday, and until we speak again, jack off.